dear viewers. Welcome once again to the Range and Root Wednesday, where we dig into the past and craft of our amiable staffs here in RRD Nitek Academy. And today with me, I have the man behind the part here in RRD, Mr. Dozie. Can you please kindly tell us your name, your state of origin, and the job role you play here in Nitek RRD?
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dozie. Dozie, popularly known as Dozie. I'm from Imo State, Nigeria. I'm the park manager of Range Rover Doctor.
That's wonderful. So, Mr. Dozie, what's your earliest memory of working with auto parts? Like, has it been something you've been doing right from before, or it's just something you just dwell into?
Okay, this is something I just dwell into. Previously, I've been working in the hospital.
Wow.
Yeah, before I joined Range Rover Doctor. Yes, I work as a medical scientist when I'm in Imo State back then before I came to Lagos.
Interesting.
So, coming over to Lagos to work in an automobile industry, it's like an eye view or eyesore, it's like an eye opener to me.
Yes.
Besides, before now, I love cars. I love cars very very well. And anytime I see all these luxury cars, I feel happy.
Oh, interesting. For someone that once worked in a hospital and is now a parts manager in the Range Rover Doctor, that's very fascinating. So, what inspired you to choose this particular part in the automotive industry?
Okay, thank you very much. So before I came to Lagos, I've been hearing about many people, many Igbos doing well in Lagos, that are into parts.
Okay.
So when I now came over to Lagos, it has been my mindset being around Igbos, having the knowledge of automobile parts and all the rest. So when I now came over to Range Rover Doctor, I now emerged as a part manager, and since then I've been very happy working with Igbo brothers all over
Wow.
Nigeria.
So now as a part manager, you're now like you have connections to different part vendors and that's interesting.
The thing really make a very big way for me to know many Igbos here in Lagos that are doing well in automobile.
That's interesting. So what is the hardest thing about being the part manager?
Is sorting of old parts. There are some cars like all these Range Rover cars, LR3, LR4, they are old model cars. So sorting of their parts is one of the biggest challenge I've ever seen in this parts stuff that I'm into. So it's not really easy because the part has been outdated before. So, but if it is all this L405, 2014, 2015, 2016, it's very nice. Like you can even call for the part and get it immediately.
Interesting.
But it's very hard for you to call for LR4, LR3 and still get the parts. It takes time. Take a lot of time.
Wow, that's fantastic. So, can you tell me one thing people underestimate about being a part manager, or people underestimate about this particular role?
Some people don't know that parts, one of the biggest role in an automobile.
Tell me more.
Yes, is one of the biggest role in an automobile because without the spare parts department, automobile cannot hold.
Of course.
Yes, automobile in general, without the parts personnel to supply the part and all the rest, the work cannot be carried out. So working as a part manager or a part personnel is one of the biggest thing which some people see it like a mere job, but is one of the biggest work in an automobile.
Of course, just because without the particular part in the vehicle, it cannot be completed. So the job cannot be completed.
Yes,
now understand. So can you kindly share with us any proud moment you've ever encountered being a parts manager?
There is one particular car that came back then. So people were like, we can't see this part, you can't even see the part, we can't get it, we can't sort for it. But all of a sudden I was able to sort for that part. So the thing makes me feel good within me. I was like, wow, what is that one? In fact, the part arrived very, very early on time, and the part was very, very correct.
Wow.
So I was very, very proud of myself that day. In fact, I give myself some kudos.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. So you could say with your connections and the kind of network you've built, you're able to get the part, even if everyone tried and couldn't source it for it. That was wonderful. So, Mr. Dozie, a quick one. Outside work hours, what do you enjoy doing?
Normally, I love listening to music.
Hmm.
Yes, I enjoy music so much. So if I'm not listening to music, I like hanging around with friends, trying to know places and so many other things. That's what I love doing most outside work hours.
Okay, and you can see from your outfit. I love your outfit, by the way.
Thank you.
So, there's one thing I've been finding very intriguing, and I've been very curious to ask. With so many parts in your office, how do you manage to stay organized
Okay.
and know what when to source for a particular part? Whenever a technician just comes and say, "I need to so part," you're able to just quickly source for it in split seconds. How do you stay organized like that?
Oh, thank you very much. So this is one of the biggest thing. Like I can tell you, when I started initially, it wasn't easy, but with the help of our amiable HR, I was able to control that. Yeah, when I started, I was very very disorganized. Yeah, but well, I can keep a part now because there are a lot of parts inside the part store. So
Okay.
it's not really easy to identify a part then. So, but when she called me one day, she sat me down. She told me how to arrange things, put a label on where I keep my parts. So I should be labeling it and all the rest. So from that day, I just started labeling my parts. Okay, this one is or a filter stand. This one is air filter. This one is engine oil stand. This from that very day. I now begin to master all my part. Anywhere I keep my part, I can in fact I can close my eye and tell you that this is where it is. So I give kudos to my able HR because if not for the wisdom she shared with me, I think up to now I would have been making a whole lot of mistakes. But I can now stand and tell myself that yes, I know where my path is.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So now we now know where you got
Yeah,
the idea from.
sure.
So shout out to our HR, by the way.
Very big shout out.
So, what does being a part of Range Rover Doctor means to you?
It's one of the biggest experience I've ever seen. I've worked in so many places, like I said, but working in Range Rover Doctor, in fact, I feel like this one I God just carry hand.
I
Yeah.
know, right?
Yes, because working in Range Rover Doctor, I see Range Rover Doctor as a family. I see Range Rover Doctor as a family. I'm not just seeing it as a place to come and work and go. I see it like a place I'm building a family. Yeah. So though when I started, it was as if is it going to work out? Is it not going to work out? You know, so many things bothering person and all the rest. But all of a sudden, the love was too much from HR, from the boss. So all of a sudden, when I noticed that these people are not just taking me as ordinary worker, they are seeing me like a full family. That's when I now dedicate myself fully. That's when I dedicate myself fully into the job. I say, for the fact they are good to me, I just reciprocate them by being good too.
Wow,
And I can tell you that Range Rover Doctor is amazing working.
fantastic. Working with the Range Rover Doctor is more than just a professional partnership. It's about a family that you can come to that supports, love, and cares for you and your success. Okay, so our last question, Mr. Dozie. Do you have viewers out there? We have some aspiring viewers that wants to be like you. So, do you have any advice for them on how to become a better part manager like yourself?
Okay, fine. Yeah, I have some advice, but a very quick one before I advise them.
Okay.
Okay, I would like to share a little experience of when I started here as a part manager of Range Rover Doctor.
Okay.
So, one thing I understand with this part stuff, automobile spare part is generally a risk. But there are some ways you can avoid the risk.
Okay.
Yes, which I will share with them this afternoon. Okay, when I started, I was making a whole lot of mistakes. In fact, ordering the part that is not supposed to be, calling for different parts that are not the right one for the vehicle. So sometimes, in fact, I have to use my money to pay some of the things which I will not let the
Oh,
company
wow.
know. So I encounter a whole lot when I started. But today, I thank God that I have some ideas, and there are some things I can share with them, which can also help them to grow as a part manager of a
Okay.
particular place. Yes. So number one, if you are calling for any spare parts, number one, try to know the car year and model. If you are calling for any car, any part of any particular car, try to know, is it a Benz, is it a Range Rover, is it BMW or
Okay.
anything. Number one, if you know that this is a BM or this is a Range Rover car, try to know the year of the vehicle. Is it 2015? Is it L405? Is it L494? Is it LR4? Is it LR3? Is it Sport or Vogue? So when you know all these things, you can be able to tell your supplier that, okay, the car I need is L405 2019 and is a sport car or a book car. Fine. So by so doing, they can help you to give you a better one. But if even at that, some of them cannot know the cars by the year and all the rest. So you need to provide the VIN of the car. So by providing the VIN, they will now insert it in the system. The thing will now bring out the exact vehicle that you are working on, and they can be able to give you the right parts. Because if you don't do it like that, you may finally call for a wrong part, which they may not be able to take back.
Okay.
These are one of the challenges I was facing back then. And then, another thing I would say is to know your supplier very well. Have a relationship with your supplier, and when you have a relationship with your supplier, you now try to have a return policy guarantee from
Okay.
them. Yes, telling them that, okay, now if I order this part now and it's not the right one I need, I will return it in so and so date. How many month guarantee, how many days guarantee are you giving me for the car? So when you finalize the guarantee with them, you can order the part any moment, anytime. As far as the part is under guarantee, you know that, okay, this is what they told you, and let it not be just a spoken word. Let them
To
write
be
it on the
written.
invoice.
Okay.
Is let them write it on the invoice that this is like a month guarantee we are giving you for this particular car, so that within that month, if there's anything during installation and anything, if there is any error you notice, you can return it freely without any fear that they may not take it or they may take it. You can return it because it's a written something. So when I noticed about this, from that very day I start having peace with my suppliers. I start making, sometimes it's not, sometimes even when I don't need parts, I'll call my suppliers just to know how they are doing, how is business going. The relationship, I create a better relationship with them, so that anytime, even if the fault is from me, I say, this part has issue, and the fault is from me because I didn't give you the right thing or something. I can call them because of the relationship I have built with
With
them.
them. Okay.
They will not tell me no, we can't collect it back. They will definitely collect it because of that relationship. So if you have a supplier that is giving you any part as a part manager, try as much as possible not just to build relationship, just market relationship. Build internal relationship with them, very internal. Let the relationship be very very tight, so
Okay.
that any moment there's a mistake in part, they can return it back. Because if you don't do it like this, you'll be paying with your money on a regular
Fantastic.
basis.
All right, and there we have it from our part manager here in Range Rover Doctor. You see, you might never see his face whenever a car lives in perfect condition, but trust me, it couldn't have happened without him. Stay tuned to our next video on the Ranch and Root Show every Wednesday. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Watch out.